is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about the possibility of the Nets becoming a contender this season, because people are saying that the season might be canceled, but they're going to try to resume the playoffs to find a champion this season for the 2019-2020 season. And you see teams like the Bucks. Giannis got a little banged up. Chris Middleton got a little banged up, and they'll be able to get healthy because they already been off a month, and it seems like there's no timetable to when the season is going to progress or the playoffs is going to progress. There's really no plan right now, just because we have to get to the point where we can start thinking about making the plan, which hasn't happened because the virus is not under control. And then you got other teams like the Lakers. They're an older team. They can get a lot of rest. Same with the Clippers. They have more chances to get rest and be more prepared come this season in the playoffs. So you look at the Nets. This is a team that I consistently hear stuff from. As you guys know, I wasn't the biggest fan of Kyrie and Kevin Durant teaming up. But I'm starting to see as the season went on and people start changing their heart, and it was a big deal because you lose a guy that probably was the best player in the league when he was healthy in the playoffs, and then he goes down and tears his Achilles. He's out for the whole entire season, and we really don't know what to suspect from him coming back. He's a hard worker. He can really play. He can really shoot. So he should still be one of the best players in the world because of his work ethic, his determination, and love for the game. So I'm not going to question that. But what I do question is, how is this team going to win the title? That's the biggest question right now. But when you look at this team and you look at the fact that Kyrie is going to be off because of the surgery, we don't really know when he's going to be back. Kevin Durant keeps telling people that he has no plan of coming back this season. And every time you look around, we're looking at, when is the season going to continue? Is it going to continue? Is the playoffs going to start? And then you start thinking, it's like the Nets are a team that is literally a 30 and 34 team. So they're a team that's been below average even when Kyrie was healthy. When Kyrie was healthy, they really wasn't that great this entire season, and they really are not a great defensive team. But you add a guy like Kevin Durant that, if he can come back out of nowhere, get some practice, get some chemistry with his teammates, it really do make them a threat. But do it make them good enough to win the title? I keep seeing a lot of people bring that up. Is Kevin Durant come back? Can he come back? Can he come back? Because we don't know when the playoffs are going to start, and if they do the best of five and stuff like that, it do has the playoffs will have a higher chance of being a upset fest, just because teams might be more prepared. Teams might already have that advantage going for them. Teams can get hot because you will then only have to really win a couple games instead of 4 games, and that can really, benefit a lot of the underdogs and benefit a lot of the teams with superstars, because if they take over 2 games, they're in position to advance. So we don't really know what's going to happen, but I do think it was something interesting to see that for Kevin Durant to come back, and a lot of people didn't agree that he should have came back in the finals against the Warriors, and for him to come back and be out for this entire season and really have no chemistry at all with most of his teammates, just because he hasn't been able to play until now. And they made some changes to their roster, and we don't know if Kyrie's going to be healthy. I don't really see a rush for Kevin Durant to come back. Now, if it was a scenario where the season starts in August or the playoff starts in August, then it makes a lot more sense for him to come back. But it would still be tough for him just to come back with a banged up Kyrie, who was going to have to get some rest and get his body back to where it needs to be. And he hasn't really fit dramatically well with this team. Plus, you got to look at it in that perspective too. They no longer have the same system and the same scheme defensively because their coach is gone. So when you look at this team, it's going to be a big what if. What if they would have kept Kenny Atkinson? What if KD was healthy? What if Kyrie would never got injured and tore up his shoulder? And just too many problems and too many things that they would have to figure out on the fly for them to win the title and be a legitimate championship contender, even if the playoffs started later this year. So I don't really think that is going to be realistic for them to have the success that people want them to have. And I understand that you're a fan of Kevin Durant. You really want the Nets to win the title because they're deprived of one right now. They haven't been a legitimate contender for years, and you have one of the top 5 players in the world when healthy, top 3, top 2, number 1, whatever people think. I think they all accurate in their own way, depending on how you like the game. And this team is a team that can upset, though, because you look at the team and how they're built. They have a lot of their role players fit very well with these guys, depending on who their coach is. You look at Jared Allen, a guy that doesn't need the ball, does the dirty work, sets the screen, rolls to the rim, protect the paint to the best of his ability. You have guys like Joe Harris that can play off the ball and give needed shooting to this team. You have the fact that they might play Kevin Durant at the 4 more, which can allow them to put more shooting and scoring on the floor. Plus, this guy can score against anybody and become a matchup problem if they switch or if he goes one-on-one. Even with a torn Achilles, Kevin Durant still can get a quality shot off, or at worst, at least get to the free throw line. And then you still have guys like Karis LeVert, who started being a little bit more hot and a little bit more productive when Kyrie and Kevin Durant went down, and that helps his confidence, and it allows him to be a legitimate option for them when things go bad. They still have somebody that can create and get a bucket for them, and he's really confident right now by the way he ended the season. And then you got guys that can just be good complementary players, just like Torian Prince and Garrett Temple, and guys like Spencer Dinwiddie that knows their role. They know how to play. They know how to get the job done. And Dinwiddie is another guy that can come off the bench and get you a bucket, and he can set up some guys from time to time. He can get to the paint and cause the defense to collapse, and he gives you some streaky but decent 3-point shooting. So when I look at this team, I think they have enough to be a little scary, especially when the series are cut short and anything can happen. And this is a team that, if they're healthy, they can really explode and be one of the more tougher teams, to defend, because we know Kyrie can get you 30 on any night. Same with Kevin Durant. But it's still a concern defensively. It still will be a concern of, will they be rusty? Will they have a lot of, chemistry problems because of the injuries and them not being able to stay healthy? Will they all be able to fit? They got guys that can get you a bucket, but they got a lot of guys that need the ball in their hands, and a lot of the guys don't play exceptionally well off the dribble. I mean, off the ball. So you do have the Princes, the Harrises, and the Garrett Temples that can give you the 3-point shooting and the spacing you need for Kyrie and Kevin Durant to go isolation and one-on-one. But you also need guys like LeVert and Dinwiddie. But can they really fit with Kyrie and Kevin Durant all on the same court? Even though it make them a tough team to guard, they will also be a hard team to defend because of their scoring ability. But they also will give up a lot of points in return. And once you're in the playoffs, you're going against the best teams in the entire NBA, and you're going against the best coaches. And this is a team with no identity. They never had Kevin Durant healthy fully, and then they don't even have a coach that they can really trust and really know what they're going to be doing, just because we don't know what the coach is going to bring to the table, and he's going to be coming in with a room full of new talent and another superstar that's going to want to eat. So they have their problems. I see why people are ecstatic to say, Kevin Durant should come back. Kevin Durant should come back when the season start, or when the playoffs come back. He should be healthy. He should be ready to go. But it's other problems that they do have currently that can still stop them from being the championship team that people want them to be. Kyrie was on record saying they don't have enough to win a title. When he was healthy, like I said before, they wasn't winning that many games, and they was actually 500 or below. So they wasn't a great unguardable team, even when Kyrie was giving you 27 a game and taking over in the beginning of the season. Kyrie was averaging over 30 points per game, and they still was losing. So it shows you that this team isn't a legitimate contender. Even if you just add Kyrie and Kevin Durant back, they still got a lot of problems they need to iron out and get figured out before they're a legitimate contender, and they really need to take more more pride and have more confidence on the defensive end, unless this team is going to be giving up so many buckets that it might be hard for them to keep up scoring, especially when this team does have situations where they go on scoring droughts. And Kevin Durant and Kyrie can fix that, but also can you keep it up long enough to beat the best teams like the Clippers and the Lakers, who are great defensive teams, including the Bucks, that can really match up well with this team and give them troubles, but they also more respectable and more, balanced chemistry wise, and they know their roles and they have everything figured out and they have an identity and they have schemes defensively, which is all a big question for the Nets right now, just because we don't know who their Nets are and we don't know what they're going to really do and bring to the table as the playoffs will start. But if Kevin Durant can come back healthy and so can Kyrie when the playoffs do resume, this is a team that you have to watch out for. This is a team that you can't play around with, and you do have to respect just because they have two guys that can really destroy anybody. And with them both on the court, they're capable of doing anything and really can be scary. But that would be the problem. But at the same time, Toronto is a good defensive team too. They can hang with the Nets full healthy, because the Raptors have been beat up all season too, and I believe if the playoffs started right now, they will be playing each other. And if that's the case, you don't really want to play the Bucks and you don't really want to play the Raptors, but you have to play one of them because how their record is, and they're going to be locked into that 7th or 8th seed when the playoffs start, regardless. So that's going to be a problem. They're going to have to go against the best of the best in the East in the first round, and they got a lot of problems that those two teams don't. But let me know what you guys think. Should Kevin Durant come back if the season or the playoffs start in July or August? Do you think that is unrealistic? Do you think that he won't be ready? Do you think that he needs some more time? Do you think Kyrie will be ready for them to make a comeback and really be a legitimate contender? Or do you think, just like Kyrie, honestly, they just don't have enough to be a legitimate team to win the title? And like I said, they're in a situation where they're going to have to play the best teams in the East in the first round. And even though if they beat those teams, the rest of the ride would be easy just because of the Ben Simmons injury. They match up well with Miami. They can compete with the Bostons of the world. So if they can beat Toronto or if they can beat the Bucks, then it might be a lot easier for them to get to the finals if they can knock one of those two teams off early. The problem is, can they knock off the team in the West, which could be a team like Denver, Houston, Lakers, or Clippers, and that's going to be a problem. But it's not going to be easy anyway because it's the playoffs. But other than that, tell me what you guys think about the Nets. Tell me what you guys think about, their situation and if they're a legitimate contender, if they can get Kyrie and Kevin Durant healthy when the playoffs start. Or do you think that this team is what it is? They should just wait and prepare for the 2021 season and, use free agency and time to build this roster better and go all in next year for a title? Or do you think that they should just play their cards right? You say, put it all on the table. If we lose, we lose. If we play these guys, we have a chance to win. And, let's just try to take this opportunity and this chance to really try to win the title the first year together. And if we fail, we still can figure it out in the off season and before the trade deadline to make another run at a title when these guys come back. So other than that, let me know what you guys think. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description below. Also, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Like on Facebook to show support. If you already know liked on Facebook, thanks for the love and support. Like this video and share. And also, thanks for liking the video already. Also, one thing I will say is, like I said in the beginning of the video, I do have merchandise available. You can check out my website, my spread shirt, or my Facebook page. Message me on Facebook. You can order off my website. You can also order through my Spreadshirt account, which will be in the description below. Also, at the end of the day, let me know what you guys think. If you're new to the channel and you like this video and you like my older videos, why not subscribe? Not only that, one thing I also would say is I do videos just like this discussion. I also do breakdown footage of players and rookies. I also cover the draft. I also cover summer league for the preseason, and I also do cover trade deadline and also free agency while also doing playoff predictions. So if you love basketball, this is the channel for you because I make a video almost every single day and I try not to miss one day. So if this is the channel that you need, this is the channel you've been wanting for, I got you covered. Just subscribe and like the videos and share to show love and support. But other than that, Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, I'm gone.